Breaking news. Virus R has claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands since its first case in Rothenburg, Germany. Originally named the Wiederbelebung virus, which translates to reanimation virus, mainly because the deceased do not always stay deceased. The first case was originally thought to be a miracle, as the 26-year-old man perished to a fever of 109 degrees, only to begin walking around after 6 hours with no heartbeat. Though all of his muscles were amazingly functional, it seemed he had lost the ability to speak. Stranger yet, his body temperature had dropped to around 73 degrees, and he was absent of the heartbeat. He also seemed highly confused as doctors ran more and more tests. Eyewitnesses describe him to seem like a shell of a person until a tremendous anger came from nowhere. After attacking 4 medical professionals, he was finally restrained by around 10 people. He was sent to a professional disease control establishment for further evaluation. Nearly all who had close contact with the infected young man almost immediately started showing similar symptoms. Symptoms include hot flashes, loss of energy, slowed heart rate, and above all, a very high fever. If you experience these symptoms, distance yourself from others. If symptoms worsen, seek medical attention, and please remember to wear masks in public and around others. At the moment, the mortality rate is sadly around 90%. We are, of course, speaking of mortality as your heart stopping. If you come across someone who is in the second stage of this virus, get away from them immediately. The second stage is after they pass, but their bodies still work. You can identify them as a discoloration in their skin and eyes. Also, they may seem void of any emotion, or they may seem highly agitated. They have been reported biting, scratching, and even reports of cannibalism on healthy individuals. The best way to stay safe is avoidance. Stay in your home with the windows and doors locked. The only reason one should leave their homes is in case of an emergency, only if you cannot get a hold of authorities. Though the virus has taken the lives of nearly 300,000 people, we have been told up to 45 million could be infected. Scientists are claiming to be close to a vaccination. Unfortunately, it would only work on the infected individuals whose hearts haven't stopped. After the first symptoms start, it looks to be around 5 days for the fever to take you. Is this a new super virus that will run its course, or perhaps something out of a science fiction movie? Doomsday theorists are warning the public to prepare. This could very well be an undead holocaust on a global scale.
Hello there, friends, and welcome to the Paranatural Podcast. My name is Ben.
And I'm Jake.
And we are so glad to have you with us tonight as we delve into the world of one of our favorite creatures of movie and television. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the zombie. Jacob, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, I am so well. Not dead, so that's good.
You're not brain dead?
Well, you know. Not a zombie yet. That's what's good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a chameleon today, which I'm pretty sure means he was a bad one.
What color was it?
Get it? Because I seen.
I understand.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I read that joke on Facebook.
Oof.
Yeah, I know.
Are you in dad joke humor?
Yeah, I apparently.
Okay.
That's pretty much like 38% of my Facebook.
Mine's strippers.
I get in trouble if that's 38% of my Facebook.
Closer to 70.
No, I just God damn it, woman. I didn't post it. It's just on there.
Save it for TikTok.
Right. Gotta get on the TikToks.
Strip talk.
Strip talk. You know, there is a movie called Zombie Strippers.
Well, duh.
I mean, I'm just throwing that out there.
There's also Zombievers.
This there is.
and Zombies.
Not familiar with that one, I don't think.
Zombies affect zoo animals. Zombies.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, there's a second one too.
There was a TV show that was kind of like that. It was called Zoo.
Really?
Yeah. Like the animals went, not really zombie, like Living Dead zombie, but it was kind of a cool show.
There's only been one zombie movie that I wasn't able to watch, and I own it. It's called Zombie Apocalypse 2012. Within the first 15 minutes of the movie, you see someone pull out a gun, and I'm pretty familiar with guns. He pulls out a 22 rifle with a scope, and there's a zombie. It looks to be about 300 plus yards away, and he shoots, and you see its head go. It doesn't explode. The head shoots straight up, and it makes this noise.
That's not what happens to a head when you shoot it.
And they were trying to make it a serious movie.
And a 22 rifle, I mean, the bullet will travel 300 yards.
Yeah, but
not with any amount of accuracy.
No. Like, it'll break skin, definitely.
I mean, it might have enough velocity to kill somebody, but you can't do it accurately. It's not made to do that.
Right. Yeah, so I saw that, and I was like, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the next part. Then he reloads it. For some reason, it's a bolt action 22 rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And what he was loading was like 45 bullets.
Oh, so they just fucked that whole thing up.
Yes.
They didn't get a very good gun guy on the set.
No.
Still not as bad as the gun guy on the Alec Baldwin set. Anyway.
Or I guess the Crow set.
Was that, yeah, right? Is that too soon?
Sorry, Brandon Lee, I love you.
I love that movie too.
Oh, anyway. They're remaking it.
All right, let's talk about zombies before I get angry.
Well, the actor's a good actor. At least.
Zombies make me feel happy. New remakes make me feel sad.
All right. So, Benjamin, what do you know about zombies for American standards?
A lot.
So I should just read this so you
probably.
don't spoil it?
Exactly.
All right. Fans, all 1,500 of you. What is a zombie in American standards? It is usually a virus that affects a person very quickly. It is very quick to spread and kills the host almost instantaneously. The host doesn't stay dead, at least not dead. Seeming almost like the host has rabies or something similar, they lose all fear, love, curiosity, compassion, in fact, almost everything that makes them human. And they are left a starving husk. Also got the grumpies. There have been many depictions of zombies in the United States, from insanely slow decaying corpses, craving what they don't seem to have, brains, all the way to super strength, very fast virus-infected people who only want a wee nibble of you to quickly spread the virus. So let's take a look at one of the original movies, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. There are some theories on how the corpses were reanimated. Some believe it was radiation. Others believe it was a viral infection. There are some who even believe that it was divine intervention. Whatever it was that made them get up and wake from their dirt nap, it gave them the munchies.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
You know, I didn't write it down, but I just want to give a nice little shout out to the second one that actually was the first movie where a zombie wanders around brains. And that was the Tar Zombie. Yeah, the thing gave me the willies when I was about 3 years old.
Yeah, because Romero's zombies didn't do that. They were actually a little more intelligent.
Yeah.
So,
Slightly.
are you ready for a jealous boner?
Jealous boner?
Yeah. On my wall over there,
Uh-huh.
I have a picture of Stephen King and George A. Romero, and it's autographed.
Are you ready for a jealous boner?
Yes, always.
I have a picture of a shitty dinosaur that's saying "rar," but it's rar thing bubble looks more like a piece of pizza, and until now I thought it was a piece of pizza.
You're right. I'm jealous.
It's also overweight.
I should like a fat pizza roar dinosaur.
It's green and it's blushing.
All right, zombies.
Okay. Now, let's go by New Age zombies with World War Z. The novel is by Max Brooks.
And
Very
it's
much
awesome.
worth the read. Yep. Not only are these zombies freakishly fast, but they are, in my opinion, the smartest zombies there are. They are driven by the virus Solanum. How do you pronounce that?
Don't look at me. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'd have to say it written out again. I got nothing.
Solanum.
Yeah, Solanum or something. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
It's a made up word. Say it however you want.
Scalara, which traveled through the bloodstream to their brain. This virus focuses on spreading to healthy hosts. They take a bite of a healthy person and move on to the next victim. They are mainly attracted to noise, but they're not complete. Oh, they're completely blind to an unhealthy / diseased person. As I mentioned before, they are fucking fast. Wherever they go, it's in a dead sprint, pun intended. They're also smart enough to use each other as a ladder. Honestly, to me, it seems like they have a hive mind, all working towards the same goal, while other zombies are mindless and just search endlessly for food. World War Z zombies are the last ones that I would like to meet in a zombie apocalypse. Do you have anything to say more about World War Z zombies?
The book was way better than the movie.
Yeah. And the movie was still actually really good.
Debatable.
You know, everyone has their own opinion, and yours is wrong.
It was entertaining-ish.
It was pretty good. They didn't murder it like they do most book to movies.
It was completely different.
They didn't murder it.
That's because they didn't touch it. It was just, the book was kind of over there, and then the movie was like on the other side.
You want me to keep licking this microphone?
Anyway.
Yeah. There are so many more types of zombies that I'm not going to get into. However, I'd like to give a little shout out to Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in Shaun of the Dead. Though they can't close doors, they're good at playing zombies and are smart enough to beat them with, oh my goodness, my notes are messed up. Beat them in the biscuit with a cricket bat. Biscuit means head, everyone.
I think my favorite was the record.
That was the second one I ever bought.
Pink.
They destroyed several good records before the bat, but hey, they figured it out. Those are the kind of zombies that I want to face in the apocalypse. Let's not forget other ways to take care of zombies. Show them love. Yes, the movie Warm Bodies. It was an excellent movie and showed us the cure for zombies. Care and compassion trumps weapons. But I don't have the balls to hug a zombie, so you guys do it and let me know when the zombies take over.
Have you watched the Santa Clarita Diet?
I thought it was Santa Clarita.
No, it's called the Santa Clarita Diet or whatever.
Yes.
With Drew Barrymore. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh my God, it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. Hilarious.
Phenomenal.
She's a zombie.
Uh-huh.
Only she's completely human. Like, she still thinks she's got all of her shit together. But she has to eat human flesh. I thought it was a really great like twist on the whole thing.
What was the other iZombie or whatever? Did you ever watch that?
I think I know what you're talking about, but no, I don't think I saw it.
Me neither. Zombie shows usually suck. That's why I stay away from them.
I mean,
Zombie
yes,
movies, entertaining, but most of them suck.
but yeah, Santa Clarita Diet. Just give it a watch. It's entertaining as hell.
I will. All right. Okay. Where do zombies originate from, Benjamin?
Well, that depends on which zombies you're talking about, bud.
The original zombies.
The earliest form of them that I'm familiar with would be Haiti.
Yep. Voodoo zombies. Zombies are believed to come from voodoo, though voodoo zombies are a bit different than the zombies we know and love today. They also have major similarities. Voodoo zombies are servants who have been separated from their souls, becoming completely enthralled to the Boker as a result. However, even zombies must be claimed by God and put to rest, making them temporary beings. A central theme for voodoo zombies is a duality between body and soul, with the Boker often stealing the soul of a zombie and keeping it in a jar. You're a voodoo person. Thus, a zombie is considered to be missing a vital part of itself, its very soul. The reanimation of a voodoo zombie is mostly from magic, although there are a few other ways. When a dead body is brought back through magic, it is almost always used as a servant. The first zombies date back to the 17th century. They were believed to have been people who committed suicide and weren't allowed to pass on to the afterlife. Yeah. Okay. In 1937, while researching folklore in Haiti, Zora Neale Hurston encountered the case of Felicia Felix, who had died and been buried in 1907 at the age of 29. Villagers believe they saw Felicia wandering the streets in a daze 30 years after her death, as well as claiming the same to several people. Hurston pursued rumors that she was affected with powerful drugs. However, she was unable to find people with much more information. You look like you know about that.
So. I do.
Well, good. Please share.
Well, I don't know much more than what you just said, but I did run across mention of what you just said when I was looking into a different zombie case, the case of Clairvius Narcisse.
Give me a second here.
A slightly more contemporary case.
Give me a second here. You might get to cover that one.
Oh, that one. That one. It's on my episode list, so
okay.
So we can.
Okay, 4 minutes. Okay, Wade Davis, a Canadian ethnobotanist, presented a pharmacological case for zombies in two of his books, The Serpent and the Rainbow and The Passage of Darkness. Davis traveled to Haiti in 1982, through his investigations, claimed that a living person can be turned into a zombie by two special powders being entered through the bloodstream, usually through an open wound. The first is called Powder Strike. I couldn't pronounce the French version, but it induces a death-like state because of the tetrodotoxin. It is the key ingredient in the powder. It is also the same lethal toxin found in pufferfish. At near lethal doses, it can leave a person in a state of near death for several days while the victim continues to be conscious. The second powder is composed of dissociatives like datura and puts the victim in a zombie-like state where they seem to have no will of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you'd like to add?
Davis's the research that you're referencing from Davis, he actually began his study because of Clairvius Narcisse.
Oh,
so
groovy. Keep that in mind, people. Though there are so many types of zombies, I'm only going to name the important ones. Sorry, Left 4 Dead. Okay, so first, I'm going to do the zombies that I just talked about that are produced by the pufferfish powder. These are called many things, but I've always known them as cryptozombies.
Time out. Put it on the list.
What?
Pufferfish powder. Please continue.
Okay. Crypt zombie. Often thought to be a curse where the victim can hardly move, talk, or think. However, it's science where the victim can hardly move, talk, or think. The toxic powder slows their heartbeat to near death while paralyzing them. With the slow heartbeat and the paralysis, the body or the person isn't pumping enough blood throughout their body and to their brain. Their brain isn't receiving nearly enough blood or oxygen. So part of it shuts down and basically makes the body think that the person is dead. With that happening, the body begins to experience the first stages of rigor mortis. When they finally regain some mobility, all they can do is moan, and sometimes, if they manage to get up, lumber around a little bit. And this is where the slow-moving, moaning zombies come from.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're doing the old American zombies that are caused by viruses. So, though there's just a zillion and a half of these, the virus usually takes the host's ability to think and basically just tries to spread the virus like a wildfire. The virus wants to divide and conquer, basically, so it will do anything to achieve that. The virus normally needs to speed out to spread quickly before it dies, so the best way is through the bloodstream. This is why they always bite. Why they tend to eat people is a debate.
Because that's scarier.
I have my theories and I'm getting into them.
Nobody wants to be eated.
I wouldn't mind. I'd probably taste great. Taste like Monster and Reese's and cigarettes.
You just taste like fucking desperation or what?
No. Desperation has a hint of sweat.
Oh, right.
All right. Allow me to try to explain my theories on why we turn into a meal in the movies. So, my first theory is quite common: sustenance, plain and simple. Whether you're a ravenous dickhead who likes to spread your cooties or a victim of a virus that takes over your brain, you need food to function, whether or not you're actually you. My next theory is a bit more tricky, but stay with me. Humans are the top of the food chain, and the animals know it. With us being the top dog, we're overpopulating everything and everywhere. In this scenario, whatever made the zombie is also quite aware of this, so we would be a constant threat to them. So when a zombie fixes their chompers on a human, they eat because they have to eat, but also they eat the person so they don't come back. If every person came back as a zombie, they would face overpopulation problems still and would run out of resources with no way of getting them back. Those are my theories. Challenge me if you dare.
So, in your theories, are you only
challenge me if you dare?
Are you only considering the truly dead zombies, or are we talking also like the rage virus type?
I want to go with dead.
So if you're dead, you have no metabolic rate, therefore sustenance doesn't really exist.
No, but as long as your body goes, it still thinks it. Because like the rage ones literally seem like they just want to spread it. They like in all the movies I can think of, they never stop, sit down, have a nice family meal.
Well, no, they're raging.
Right. They bite. And that's normally
But
it.
they would actually need sustenance. They're not dead.
It's very kind of you to say.
Which is really stupid because they're the ones you never see eat anything or
Right.
anybody.
Right.
So that's a problem that would just solve itself, people. Don't worry about them guys.
Yeah. Just stay up in a tree. Hopefully they can't climb.
Real big tree.
Redwood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, third on the zombie list is an arguable one, but too bad. You have to hear it.
This is our show.
It is zombies that are brought on by radiation. You may say, but Jake, aren't those just mutants? To which I reply, fuck you. This isn't your podcast.
And we don't know you shit.
Yeah.
We
So
love
I'm going to
you,
throw some
but we don't know
science
you
your way. So there's this feller who is a forensic pathologist that did some interesting research. His name is Peter Cummings, and he is
now.
always has been,
Okay.
and he is quite intelligent. What?
According to whom?
Me. I ain't got no thinker on me. So he's using his noodle a whole lot more than me. He has done extensive research for NASA. You got to be pretty smart to work at NASA. So, like a bum. He researched for NASA on the effects of radiation on astronauts. On the effects of radiation. He finds that not only could specific types of space radiation cause disturbing changes in the human brain, it could also explain why zombies decay at a much slower rate than human corpses. So, before I continue with this, I read this pretty smart theory. So, you remember George Romero's movie, yes?
Of course.
Okay. What do you think caused those zombies?
I don't think it was ever actually explained in any way, shape, or form.
But you remember how it started?
Yeah, they just showed up in a graveyard.
The satellite crashed to the earth, right?
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that space radiation is what got them.
Nope. Gotta watch out for don't get space radiated.
Right. Wear your sunblock.
Or you'll have to chase Barbara.
He stated, and I quote, because radiation kills cells, it's used as a method of sterilization. Currently, radiation is used to kill microorganisms on surgical equipment as well as food, which in a way explains why zombies decompose at a much slower rate than human corpses. End quote. Now, I'm going to say what I want to say about radiation zombies. Depending on the radiation, there's a chance that these zombies aren't slow and weak. Just to humor you guys, I'm going to do something I said I wouldn't. Let's look at the special zombies from Left 4 Dead. Okay, so you have smokers, hunters, chargers, boomers, jockeys, witches, and tanks. Sorry if I missed one. You may want to argue with me, but again, fuck you. There are so many different types of radiation, and we know of, and way more that we don't know of. We have no idea what they could do over a long period of time. They could grow extra arms, they could turn into giant muscly monsters, or they could make you extremely dead. Who knows? Fight me if you dare. The F what,
It's
Benjamin?
theoretically possible. Highly improbable, but theoretically possible.
Let me start throwing algebra my way. Apparently, I can't even pronounce it. Algebra. Okay. Now, I gotta minimize this real quick. Get to this. Where you at? There you at. Okay. So, Benjamin, you ready? Benjamin?
Well, I was born ready, bud.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Now, you guys are probably saying, Jake, zombies aren't real. For the last time, I will say, fuck you. They are. So here are a few stories of zombies. Also, if this doesn't convince you, the voodoo zombie shit is real. So yes, it is real. All right, Benjamin, you ready?
Ready?
Again? Okay.
Hit it, baby.
First, let's go to the Virgin Islands in 2002. A bloated, waterlogged, decomposing corpse washes up on the shore. Locals call the authorities, and when they got there, a curious boy was already too close. The corpse moved and grabbed the boy. The boy got away when it tried to bite him. An authority shot it in the torso 3 times, but it continued to move. A gun-toting local shot it in the head and finally re-killed it. So there's the first one.
And that makes an important point. If you're dealing with zombies, the undead kind, shoot them in the head.
Yes, destroy the brain. The next one, this is a long one. Jacob Taylor, an acclaimed documentary filmmaker for the Canadian Broadcast Company, arrived in a small Siberian town of Zabrovsk with the intention of photographing an intact and potentially clonable Smilodon carcass.
Smilodon, saber-toothed tiger.
Oh, they don't look smiley. The body of a man in his late 20s whose clothing matched that of a 16th century Cossack had also been found. The shoot was due to take place in July, but Taylor arrived with an advance team in February to familiarize himself with the area and his subjects. He believed the human corpse would not be the subject for more than a few seconds in his film, but asked that it was stored with the tiger until his return. Taylor and his crew then returned to Toronto for much needed rest. On June 14th, a few members of Taylor's crew returned to Zabrovsk to prepare their frozen subjects and the dig site for filming. That was the last day they were heard from. When Taylor arrived by helicopter with the rest of his film crew on July 1st, he found all 12 buildings at the site deserted. There were signs of violence and forced entry, including broken windows, overturned furniture, and blood and pieces of flesh on the walls and floor. A scream brought Taylor back into the helicopter, where he found a group of 36 ghouls. Wow. Including local villagers and the missing members of his advance team, feasting on the pilot. Taylor did not understand what he was seeing, but he knew he had to run for his life. The situation seemed grim, and Taylor and his cameraman, sound man, and field researcher had no weapons, no supplies, and were in the middle of a Siberian wasteland, nowhere to turn for help. The filmmaker sought refuge in a 2-story farmhouse in the village. Instead of boarding up the doors and windows, Taylor decided to destroy the 2 staircases. They stocked the 2nd story with whatever food they could find and buckets of water filled from the well. An axe, a sledgehammer, and several smaller tools were used to destroy the 1st staircase. The arrival of zombies prevented the destruction of the 2nd one. Taylor acted quickly, taking doors from the 2nd-story bedrooms and nailing them onto the 2nd staircase. They created a ramp that prevented the approaching zombies from gaining any traction. One by one, they attempted to crawl their way up the ramp and were pushed back down by Taylor's team. The low-intensity battle went on for 2 days. Half the group kept their attackers at bay while the other half slept, with cotton stuffed in their ears to deaden out the sound of the moans. On the 3rd day, a freak accident gave Taylor the idea for their eventual salvation. For fear the ghouls would grab their legs if they attempted to kick them back down the ramp. The filmmakers had resorted to shoving the zombies down with a long-handled wooden broom. The broom handle, already weak from so much use, finally snapped as it was grabbed by one of the attacking fiends. Taylor managed to kick the zombie back down and watched in amazement as the sharp, broken tip of the handle, still clutched in the falling monster's hand, went right through his eye socket, through the eye socket of a fellow ghoul. Not only had Taylor unwittingly killed his first zombie, but for the first time, he realized the proper way to dispose of them. Now, instead of trying to force the attackers back down the ramp, the film crew aggressively encouraged them. Each one that came close enough to attack was given a devastating blow to the head with the team's axe. When the weapon had lost, oh my goodness. When the weapon was lost, stuck in the skull of a dead zombie, they switched to the sledgehammer. When the handle broke, they resorted to a crowbar. The battle took 7 hours, but by the end of it, the exhausted Canadian filmmaker had dispatched every one of the attackers. To this day, the Russian government has no official explanation of what occurred in Zabrovsk. Any official asked about the incident will explain that it was being looked into. However, in a country with so many social, economic, political, environmental, and military problems as the new Russian Federation, there was little interest in the deaths of a few foreigners and backwoods Siberians. Taylor amazingly kept his 2 cameras rolling through the entire incident. The result is a 42-hour of the most exciting footage ever recorded, digital video that the loss in film cannot hold a candle to. Taylor has tried for the last few years to have at least a portion of the footage released to the general public. All international experts who have viewed the video have labeled it an expert hoax. Taylor has lost all credibility in the industry and once hailed him as one of its finest. He is now in the process of settling a divorce and several lawsuits. What a shame. Benjamin, you have anything to say about that?
I'm extraordinarily skeptical of any claim made there.
Why? It's a filmmaker. He has to tell the truth.
Oh, sure he does. Sure
he does, Ben.
So the count of zombies was 37, if I'm correct, assuming the pilot came back as one as well.
Yes.
Jacob, you swung a sledgehammer for a living. How many times can you hit something with one sledgehammer before the handle breaks? This is just one point that came up in my mind here.
Well, I'm not sure to their access of duct tape, but with the right amount of duct tape, it can last a long time, Benjamin. I have had one last well over a month.
Right. That was more than 36 smacks, and you're only hitting something's head. That's not even that hard.
Correct.
So right there is a bullshit part. I did, however, get a nice chuckle from the visual I was getting with the zombies going back down the ramp, just like this Keystone Cops fucking bullshit. Like,
I mean, that's probably what I would do.
Falling down the bottom, knocks out like 8 of them. One of them comes up. It's fun.
Yeah, but just for all you people listening, sledgehammer, definitely good for zombies.
Yeah. So what happened to the Smilodon?
Hell if I know, it probably got eaten. Was
it still cool? Like just chilling? Get it because it was frozen.
Benjamin, I get it. All right. So we got another long one. Are you still ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. On the first Powell expedition through the Grand Canyon in 1869, 69.
Nice.
An incident occurred when the exploring party separated after a series of hardships and dangers. Some weeks into their voyage into the great unknown, as Powell put it, the members of the expedition grew desperate when the dangers mounted and the food supplies ran desperately low. Running harrowing rapids and falls on frail wooden boats, numerous portages, and constantly being enclosed in sheer narrow stone walls and no end in sight. 3 of Powell's parties announced on August 28th that they have had enough of this dangerous voyage and plan to attempt to hike out on foot. In Powell's words, "We come to a place that seems worse than any yet. To run it would be sure destruction. After supper, Captain Howland asked to talk with me. He, his brother, and William Dunn have determined to go no farther. Some tears are shed. Each party thinks the other is taking the dangerous course. The 3 men hike up what is now known as Separation Canyon, while Powell and the rest of his party continue down the canyon in their boat. The tragedy is made worse by the fact that Powell and his expedition floated out of the Grand Canyon a day later, all alive and well. But the fate of the 3 hikers ended in death." When Powell inquired of their fate, he heard that the 3 were killed by Indians as they emerged from the canyons in a mistaken identity situation. Powell, in a subsequent trip, went to these Indians to learn more about what happened and met those who had killed Dunn and the 2 Howland brothers. The Indians were, I can never pronounce this word, apologetic. Oh my goodness.
You nailed it.
Yeah, I had a brain fart for a second. Apologetic, and Powell accepted the truth with grace and understanding. His official report was that the 3 were killed in a situation where they were mistaken as a group of white troublemakers, but the unofficial version is much more grim. It is said that the Indians who slayed the 3 described them to Powell as stark raving mad. They emerged from the canyon in a ragged gait. Their skin was gray as stone, covered in numerous and grievous open injuries, some desiccated with no bleeding and a hollow look in their eyes. Upon sight of the Indians, they moaned loudly and charged them in a clumsy manner. The Indians realized the nature of this netherworld disease, killed them immediately, seeing that they were already dead and beyond hope. Powell, having observed something similar in an isolated incident during the Civil War, seemed to understand completely. No attempts were made to avenge their deaths, but the question remained as to what dreadful secret lurks in Separation Canyon and what the cause of their infection was. Ooh.
So I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that Powell guy also claims to have, on his exploration of the Grand Canyon, found a cave wherein he found Egyptian artifacts. A cave
out with me.
A cave that many people have looked for since him and no one has found.
Definitely checks out to me. Tectonic shit's always moving. Tectonics?
I thought I was going to sneeze.
It looked pretty intense.
I hate it when a sneeze like comes on and then just doesn't happen.
No.
Like, if I'm going to sneeze, I want to fucking sneeze. All right.
I feel you, Holmes. All right. Now, just so everyone knows, no bath salts were used in the making of these undead.
You have no idea how much I freaked out when that first hit the news the
I was
first time.
so
Oh
excited.
my God, dude, I called my brother. I was at work. I called my brother. I'm like, holy shit, dude, it's almost game on.
I was so excited. Do you want to explain that for the people who,
Oh, the bath salts thing.
yeah, who should know?
So it was like, what was it, like 2015 or something, I think. Had to have been
Thought it was
around there.
2012.
14. Maybe it was. I don't know. I have a very elastic sense of time.
I think I was right out of high school.
But anyway, it was the first time I heard of it where like I'm looking at the news or whatever, and it's like the news says
Florida.
like some naked dude in Florida was like in the street eating some other naked dude. I'm like, oh my God, fucking zombie apocalypse. Here
Right.
it is.
Yeah. Gnawed his face off and everything.
No, it turns out the dude just freaked out on bath salts and
Yeah. And the faceless dude survived, but his face was fucking gone.
well, yeah.
But they shot the drugged out dude dead.
But yeah, I was like, oh fuck, buddy.
I know. I was so excited. I was ready to break out all the zombie skills I got.
Oh yeah, it was like Plan Alpha, go.
Yeah. Yeah. That was probably the most excited I've ever been. All right. Now, since I've told you I'm doing the quotes, everyone. True accounts. We are going to get on with my favorite part of this, where I get to make shit up. So, do we all remember that kick-ass intro?
No.
Yes, we do. Let's continue that and see how things are going. All right. Continuation onto the kick-ass intro. Unless there's any more you want to say about zombies before I start.
Well, I guess I can add my one and only real thought that I have at the moment right here.
Well, that's not important.
So you didn't do anything about the rage zombies or the I Am Legend type zombies, but
that is a huge argument.
Here is something that I am going to leave our listeners with that will help them sleep at night. In order to actually create such a being, there is already a virus in existence that only needs to undergo two very minor genetic changes in order to make this work, and that is the rabies virus. All it has to do is become more communicable and not kill its host, and you have a rage zombie virus. So that's a happy thought for everybody.
All right. Since you mentioned that, I did think about I Am Legend, but there are arguments on whether or not they are even zombies.
Yeah, okay, so let's back off of I Am Legend. 28 Days Later had the same type of thing.
It's a great movie.
It was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah. 28 Weeks Later, also good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my happy thought for the episode.
Yeah. Just to put more happy thoughts into everyone. If the rabies virus did that, sunlight would not kill them. You're not safe during the day.
But rabies does make you more photosensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So sunlight
messes up your vision.
Would hurt your eyes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are we better now?
Yeah, we're good now.
All right. One more thing, Ben. Do your best zombie noise. Uh-huh. We got the old-fashioned zombie.
Yep, I like it. I like it old school.
May I do the new age zombie?
Should I take off my headphones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay, that was pretty good.
I have to thank my buddy Gage for that one. He taught me how.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, he can make it sound like a raptor. Okay. It's been 4 years since Virus R showed up and began what looked like a mass extinction. Scientists claimed for the first 2 years that they were very close to making a vaccine that would make you immune to the spread of Virus R, but now it seems like a fabled dream. From what we've heard, Germany is basically lifeless now. Most other countries are very close to that. The world's population is about 12% uninfected. Life on Earth seems like it will be eradicated at this point. The few survivors are locked in bunkers, heavily armed, or extremely lucky. I've always wanted to do a story like this, so I'm going to. April 14th, 2026. Ammo is running dangerously low, and the herd is getting closer. We've been in this barn for 6 days and had to take out about 20 dead yesterday. Alex sustained a small scratch below his eye, but he's running a high fever. I'm afraid we're going to have to put him down soon. With only 5 of us healthy enough to fight, we don't stand a chance against what is coming for us. We could use a miracle right about now. April 16th. Alex is dead. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. But you can never prepare yourself for this shit. He's my best friend, and I had to kill him. Fuck. April 17th, 2026. Well, I was on recon last night, and I saw what's coming our way. We are packing up now and leaving in an hour. If we don't leave, we will die for sure. I can't be sure, but there is a herd of around 200 dead coming this way. We have to move. April 18th, 2026. That was a shit show. Brandy got ripped apart right in front of me. Alex and Brandy are dead. They died back to back. Jackson took off before we woke up. We're down to 3 of us, and we're out of food. The dead were there before we left. We went through the rest of our ammo and left most of our supplies. I have my bag and my hammer. As far as weapons go, we have my hammer, 4 knives, 1 machete, and a compound bow with 1 arrow. A semi-auto 12 gauge with no shells. Everything else is in that barn. I'm setting some traps tonight. Let's hope for food. April 23rd, 2026. Finally, some good luck. I was out scouting when I came across a bunker that was untouched. Shit. I came across a bunker that was untouched. Fresh water, some food that wasn't expired, and good old American boomsticks. Oh yeah, also a fuckload of ammo. There are clothes, but whoever built this must have weighed about 400 pounds. We may have found a place to stay for a little while. Love when the sunshine is on the dog's ass. Now we need a functioning shower. May 2nd, 2026. Easy come, easy go. Well, Dominic was on watch. He heard a massive group of people heading our way. The bunker wasn't well hidden, so we grabbed all we could and left. I wish we could still trust people, but lately they're worse than the dead. We're about 5 miles away from the bunker, hiding up in the trees. We're spending the night here and heading out at first light. May 3rd, 2026. We didn't get any sleep, gunshots all night. I think the herd of the dead found that group of people. I'm not sure who won, but hopefully both their numbers are significantly lower. We left just before first light, and now we're hunkered down in an old house that was probably this shitty before Z-Day. It seems safe for a day or two. May 4th, 2026. So the virus affects animals. I was out hunting, and I heard a group of people. I wasn't the only one who heard them. A pack of hairless coyotes came out of nowhere and mauled 2 of them before they could kill the pack. The man that I assume was the leader shot the 2 that had been bitten without a second thought. After they left, I took a look at the coyotes, and it was easy to tell that they were infected. The world is much more fucked than they know.
How we supposed to make hats out of hairless coyotes, bud?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully don't take their hair. But this virus does.
Oh no. I'm safe.
All right. You sure?
It's not taking my beard. There's not a virus strong enough.
Yeah. What is that? Dr. Squatch or whatever? You use that?
No, but I've thought about checking it out.
You should.
Get some Dr. Squatch.
Any final thoughts?
Nope. I think we've pretty much covered it.
Hardly. Tip of the iceberg.
In a broad strokes kind of manner.
Yeah, all the strokes. Not the good ones either.
So is that all you got for our people tonight?
Yeah. If you want more, let us know. There's a lot more that I can do with zombies, and I can continue with my story if you liked it. If not, fuck you. I'll continue it anyways.
Well, all right then. With that, we will say thanks for listening and good night.
Good night.